How you doing? I'm Ro, 24 years old, and me and a couple guys here, three guys, four other guys and four other women just came back from New York on a missions trip. Never been in New York before. It's a total different place there, and yeah, it just amazes me how God's brought me to a place where I'm already going on a missions trip. A year ago, I was not this person. I just graduated from Teen Challenge, April, not that long ago, and now I was, I had the opportunity to go, you know, um, be a role model, be a leader amongst other people that are still in the program, and it was just a great opportunity. Long drive, like 25-hour drive, but being in the van with just the other people here from TCLI was amazing. I've grown like way closer to all of them. Every single one of them. I'm just glorify God through that situation because I used to not like people at all. I'm sure people didn't like me. But so yeah, we get there. We go to Long Island Teen Challenge in New York, and the program it just looks way different. Just here in Minnesota, we're state funded, so there's a lot more money here. But there, they have to work for everything, so the facilities weren't as nice. There's three facilities, just three houses, right next to each other. The women's and then the two men's. Just not many people in the program at all. I can't remember exactly how many. Not even 100 people in the program though. But yeah, everything's ran differently. Like their schedule was they'd wake up, they do devotions at like 6:30 in the morning. Go eat breakfast at 7, and then pretty much go to work, like doing physical work, like yard work or like trimming hedges. Actually, one of the guys we went with, he got poison oak, and it was pretty gross. At first, first I was kind of salty because I had to rake, and I was like, man, I want to use the trimmers, you know what I mean? But like a day later, poison oak all over him, so I was like, cool, I'm glad he used the trimmers. But yeah, just a lot of physical work they do. They do a little book work, not much at all, not compared to here in Minnesota. It's like their ministry there is work, like a lot more work based, and here in Minnesota it's more like spiritual, like just getting a relationship with Jesus. And not to downplay theirs or downplay ours, they're both great. We both serve Jesus, so it's amazing. But yeah, we were there, and the main purpose of us being there was to go to Rock the Block, which was held in Amityville, New York, and it was just an amazing time. The majority of the people there were black people. We were kind of in the hood. We were at this park. It was called Mike James Day, and Mike James is an NBA basketball player. He's played for many teams. I think the most recent one was the Wizards. They said I don't watch too much basketball, but he provided the money for the whole event. He's a Christian, and it was amazing. We went there, and he played basketball with the kids and things like that. We did like face painting. We fed the people. Just hung out with him. You know what I mean? A bunch of people, over 1,000 people, and it was amazing. Like during the service, Jimmy Jack, that was the leader there, the pastor there in New York. He's a graduate of Teen Challenge also long ago, and he did a altar call at one point, and it was just all these people from like little people like 6 years old to all the way to like 50 years old, men and women. Just they go up to the altar and give their lives to Jesus Christ for the first time ever. Like everybody raise your hands, and no one was ashamed. No one's looking around. It's like, if you want to receive Jesus Christ, raise your hand. Everybody's like, man, and I just, I broke down. You know what I mean? Because it's just so amazing. Like just the way that people lived, the way that I lived. It was obvious people were out there. A lot of people were on drugs and things like that. But that doesn't matter to Jesus. You still raise your hand, and He accepts you. And it's I can't even really wrap my head around it. A lot of times I feel like I wasn't in the past. Felt like I wasn't good enough to be God's son. I'm sure they didn't either. I talked to people that felt that way, and that's just so not true, because God loves us all the same no matter what. He forgives us no matter what we've done. But I want to talk one more thing about this guy named Drew that was in the program, Long Island Teen Challenge. It was around the day we were going to leave, actually. We had found out the night before that he left the program. Like, he walked out and just left and went and smoked some cigarettes or something. But he came back, and they were deciding on if they were gonna let him stay in the program. So I go talking to him, and I had made that same choice whenever I was in the program. That same exact choice. I walked out to go get cigarettes and snuck my way back in, but they found out, and they were deciding on if they were going to let me stay. And I feel like he's going to stay. I feel like they're going to let him stay. And when I was talking to him and I was explaining this to him, he was looking at me like I was crazy, like I've just been some saint my whole life. He's like, no, you didn't do that. I'm like, what? It's like, yes, that's the exact thing I did. Plus, a lot of other stuff that doesn't even matter because God's changed me from that. My mind was just different. But I feel like, if not anything else, that's what I was there to do, was to minister to Drew, to be an example of him, to let him know that, all that stuff from the past is just that in the past. We're to forget the things of the past and focus on those things that are ahead. And those are the things that Jesus has for us. But it was definitely a blessing, and can't wait to do it again.